Meet Liz. Liz is a mother of two who is one of my clients that decided to come back and try me once again. Let's see what she has to say.
So, Elizabeth, I just want to say thank you for coming and doing this next session. And I truly just want to know what brought you back?
The things that we discussed the first time, they really resonated with me, and I found that I was able to take things out of it and apply it to my own life, which made me interested to hear what maybe else you have to say.
Okay, so this is the health thing I was saying. She needs to get her allergies checked out. And potentially your son may also have the same issue, or your son.
Zachary has something because he's having like bumps, like almost like eczema.
Okay, we're getting something about like, and please follow me because I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be. Seeing this thing where it's like something like what you're breathing in, like pollen, something. It's like as if like the normal allergic reaction that people get is hives, etc., or blow up. But that's not how this is affected. It's like if you breathe it in, your lungs get affected, but you see it as like bronchitis or whatever, so you use a puffer. But then it's like I was getting like skin irritation. The skin irritation, or you have you get itching for no reason, but you have no bumps, you have no bites.
My hands at one point for a week straight were just bumps, like just like skin colored bumps.
And are susceptible to this, whatever this is. So it's something about an allergy that needs to be tested for. Like, you know how people are allergic to like laundry detergent. It's something so faint, but it's like it's a skin issue. But like it's like as if you'll think you have mosquito bites, but there's no bites. But it's as itchy as. But the thing is, you're like, what's triggering this? What's triggering it? I'm seeing
I have no idea.
Something about what you're breathing. It's like as if like you're allergic to pollen, but not in the nasal sinus way. You're allergic to pollen in the lung and skin way, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
It's like, and then I was getting this allergy, the way it works, I think it's through the lung.
It just irritates me.
It irritates you. So I'm saying it's like the version they were giving is like, it's so unnoticeable, like acrylic would be. It's like as if you have the acrylics, but for some reason you're always biting the cuticles and you don't know why. It's because you're allergic to the acrylic. So it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
This is a lung-based.
It's something that's just like around all the time that I'm not realizing is what's triggering me.
So like, if it is something to do with the laundry, it's like when you smell your clothes, right? You're not susceptible to the skin is not susceptible to the laundry issue. It's you breathing it in that is causing that skin irritation to show up. It's like what is out in the air that is triggering you. I don't know, but it's something to do with the breathing is what causes it to come out in the skin. Your son could have this too. He has the same issue you do. So get that checked out. That's all I know. Because left untreated can cause issues with driving and loss of control.
Huh.
It's like as if you could go into such bad fits in the future, coughing wise, etc. Like lack of breathing because you won't figure it out or you don't go to figure it out. And as the years go on, it gets worse and worse for your lungs. That you may like cough so hard you lose control of your car. She has mastered fears she never thought she could, and as a result, she is climbing higher and higher. She needs
mastered is very strong.
Well, the impression I was getting from this was like when I was seeing fears is like you've actually done something physical, like a physical fear. Like
yes, I did. I walked beside a freaking cliff and I wanted to die, but I was also it was gorgeous and I hated and loved it equally.
Okay. Well, I was getting them.
I don't do heights, so
something that was like beyond what you would ever do. And it was just because, like, I don't know if it's because of the era of what you've been in, but it seems like you're actually pushing yourself. And that's what they mean by mastery. Because the thing is, you don't have to be proficient. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to do it all the time. But the fact is,
you just have to try.
You're understanding what it means to master fear. You know what I mean? It's like in order for you to encompass, like you're doing it at work, you're doing it in life, you're doing it in different places, and you're like, oh, this is working. So it's like you never maybe several years back would have been like, oh, I'm going to go to this cliff. But because you've been inching and inching and inching towards different fears, that's what I felt like was giving you the ability to master it in a wholehearted way, even with the physical.
Apply it. No.
Does this resonate with you at all? Or?
Oh, no, 100%. Because like I have been trying to basically just level up myself in all aspects of my life over the past year and a half.
Staring at multiple timelines, time frames, yet she is not truly she has no truly bad options. All can meet her needs. The best one is here, but it's one she hasn't noticed yet. She hasn't noticed because there is an element to it that scares her. That's my only hint to her. So basically what I was getting was like, you have all these opportunities, you have all these ideas, you have all these things, but the best one, the one that is going to make you the most ecstatic in this lifetime, like let's say if you could, go to school and go for the scholarship, let's say that's the highest timeline, right? In order to get that scholarship, you got to do something really scary for you. And this is a personal fear. And the idea or the job or the whatever timeline that scares you the most, that's the one that is the best. So that's your hint from your higher self. Think about it, because it's not
Interesting. It's very interesting because one of the things that has popped up a lot also while we've been here is like, so Brandon used to live here.
Yeah.
And one of his biggest life regrets, well, yes and no, because obviously his life led him to us.
Yeah.
But had it not been for that, he always regretted moving back to Ontario.
Okay.
And we discussed possibly moving out here, but what terrifies me is A, it's more expensive here than it is out there. B, we're like, I don't know, all I hear is about how California is going to fall off into the sea. I know that like they get really bad floods sometimes out here, and I'm like, oh my god, are we just going to go finally buy a house and then our house just floods and like everything sucks? But like, especially after going to the camping trip that we went to, and it was absolutely magical. It was like life changing, and he literally had said when we were leaving, like, I would love to own a piece of that island, even if I had to rent for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And like, it's been something that we're both like, wow, I feel like I would be really, really happy here. But like the actual idea of it, I low key kind of wanted to come live in BC. So that's what's terrifying. But like,
Well,
interesting.
your hint from your higher self says the scariest version of timeline is the one that is the most gratifying. So just, I don't know if you have just got a pedicure or you're in need of a
I
pedicure.
want one so fucking bad. It's driving me bananas.
Okay. She's in need of a pedicure, something fierce. If Wolverine crossed with a baby python, it was like she was making a joke of like, they're bad. She needs to get it done. So
They're horrible. No, they're really bad. That's so rude though. Listen, hater. They're that bad though. Fair girlfriend. Okay. It's pretty rough. It's rough out in these streets to the point where I've been wearing my running shoes instead of my 2 pairs of sandals because it's just like,
okay, so that's her way of saying hello. Like this is in the immediate, like hi, hello. So that's her way of saying hi. I'm with you everywhere you go, type thing.
Clearly, and judging.
No, actually, you're judging. You're the judge.
No, I am the one judging. I hate them.
The joke. You're the one calling yourself Wolverine. You're the one who's. You get what I'm saying? So it's
no,
not
it's
her.
hilarious. Okay, go ahead.
Her and her little family sure they do yell and scream, but she's actually at a place of time of gratefulness and wholeness. This last week has shown her how important family is.
Yes.
She has no sorry, give me a second. She's now readjusted her thinking again, taking a chance on herself. Seems risky, but as she goes through this process of reclaiming self-worth, both her and Brandon could work together and make beautiful music together. Not that you guys are going to be musicians, but I was getting this feeling.
No, I get what you mean.
Like you might branch off into your own thing, and he might branch off into his own thing. But
and collectively, it will just be beautiful together.
Or even work together. And there was this feeling, is like, even though being with Brandon 24/7 terrifies you, reaping the rewards or seeing better teamwork, you would be building that paint. Like I was seeing, like you guys like getting a house and doing the painting together. You guys getting a house and doing the remodeling together.
We would, yeah.
Like a teamwork effort now, not like, oh, you're off over there, I'm off over here. Like you guys are getting like mano a mano in your thing.
Yeah, no, totally.
And so don't be scared of that. Even though you're more, it's not as scary.
You're so creepy. I love you. I'm only being creepy because it's like so accurate that I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, go.
Well, that's why I needed to videotape this stuff, because like my other client said, she was like, people need to like see you.
No, they need to know that like you just pull things that actually have just happened to me in my life. And you're like, by the way, did on your pedicure that you've been obsessing over for like a week and a half, I know about that too. So there you go.
Thank you, Liz. Finally, in realization that she has not need to keep attachment to family. Members are like floating islands now. There is no need. Forget about the guilt. She is actually contemplating with this. So it was back to what you were saying earlier. Like basically, you're at a place where you're like, I could do this because all of us, my brother, my mother, my father, everyone's a drifting island. You know,
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. I feel like everybody has their own thing going on, and it's hilarious because we all live in the same house, but I rarely see a lot of them. Like I go days at a time without not seeing them. So I'm like, what difference would it make if I came here where it's mild weather, like we can go outside the majority of the year, and we
Yeah.
love to, like I feel happy outside. I feel like fulfilled out doing things.
That's cool. According to your higher, this is actually, and the thing that I was also getting was like, this is why you should, like, okay, not you should. It's more like, can you picture another time where this would have made sense? Like, was there a point in time with your family where you felt this detached enough to even say this to yourself? Or were you always
We
living?
tried to do this right before we found out we were having Jack. Brandon and I were going to talk to his grandma and try and move out here.
The final portion of her video that I'm going to share, there was a lot more that was involved, that was quite, let's say, personal, that I did not include. So if you have any further questions or you want to know more about this, please reach me out at uphighhealing.com. You can catch me on Instagram as you're watching this now, or you can catch me on YouTube, TikTok, and or Facebook. But if you wish to just even email me, that's fine too, at uphighhealing@gmail.com. I look forward to the reach out. Bye for now.